between the ups and downs, the curves and the rounds. I'll bring it to your city or your hometown. I'll go back in time when the feeling was fine. Funkin' was legal and it wasn't a crime. Party people lined up and down the way. A bigger celebration than your birthday. Funkin' up the neighborhood. I felt the fool cause the funkin' was good. Funk you in the city, funk you up in the woods. Funkin' up the neighborhood. Funkin' up the neighborhood. I felt the fool cause the funkin' was good. Funk you in the city, funk you up in the woods. Funkin' up the neighborhood. And I have seen the world pristine, funk you up in the bushes, funk you down in the trees. Now look around, all the frowns, the yellow, the white, the red and the brown. And keep in mind, it never costs a dime, cause funkin' is free, I remember the time. Now look today, the streets are gray, time to take it back to yesterday. Funkin' in the neighborhood, I felt the fool cause the funk was good. Funk you in the city, funk you up in the woods. Funkin' up the neighborhood, funkin' up the neighborhood. I felt the fool cause the funk was good. It was good in the city, funk you up in the woods. Funkin' up the neighborhood. Funkin' up the neighborhood. I felt full cause the funkin' was good. Funk you in the city, funk you up in the woods. Funkin' up the neighborhood. Funkin' up the neighborhood. I felt full cause the funkin' was good. Funk you in the city, funk you up in the woods. Funkin' up the neighborhood. Funkin' up the neighborhood. I felt full cause the funkin' was good. Funk you in the city, funk you up in the woods. Funkin' up the neighborhood. Funkin' up the neighborhood. I felt full cause the funkin' was good. Funk you in the city, funk you up in the woods. Funkin' up the neighborhood.
And we're live.
And we're
Welcome
back. And that's about as much excitement as you're going to get out of me tonight.
Welcome to the Underdog Journey. I'm Wes. This guy is David, and both of us are under the weather tonight, so it's going to be an exciting show.
Yeah. So for everybody, we're sorry about last night. You guys seen the pictures of the copious amounts of over-the-counter and prescription drugs that I was taking this past week to try to stay functioning. The fact that this is my background right now should tell anybody who actually knows me how bad I really feel. Because, Wes, where am I supposed to be right now?
You're supposed to be here in Columbus for Oktoberfest.
I'm supposed to be there in Columbus doing
drinking
what?
beer at Oktoberfest.
And that means a lot to me. and the fact that and the fact that I'm so far under the weather that I can't do it really grinds my gears, gets my goats or does some
Oktoberfest is
weird
practically
things
a,
too.
a
We
high
won't talk
holy
about that a
holiday.
lot.
So it's the fact that you're not here
Yeah,
for that it's pretty big news.
yeah. I mean, first of all, I had to miss the opportunity to kick it off and be the official keg tapper to kick off the
Yeah, that's pretty amazing.
celebration.
They invited
Not only
you,
did I
and you
miss
said
that,
you couldn't make it. So that should tell people something.
yeah, I couldn't make it,
Oh, dude.
and then I ended up sick as well. So I don't get sick very often, and just like every good husband or male on the planet, when I get sick, I want 15
You
maids
with the
and
whole
nurses around me 24/7 to
exactly.
take care of me.
Oh man.
And I've been doing it all by myself on the road this week. So
Oh, that sucks. That sucks. So yeah, I actually didn't start to feel sick until last night, and I didn't wake up today
well,
until about 4 p.m. So literally,
yeah,
it's insane.
I was doubled up on nighttime meds last night. Doubled up on nighttime meds last night, and could not get to sleep.
Wow.
Could not. My brain was like, nope. Okay, now so I finally pulled the trigger. I did pull the trigger.
Okay. Let's hear it.
I have made it through. In fact, I'm gonna paraphrase here. You call me up on this day, the day that my daughter's father is ill, and you ask me to do podcast. How is this justice?
Yep.
So you can tell what I've been watching. I watched The Godfather finally.
Watching a little bit of Godfather.
I did get through Godfather Part 1. I'm in about half hour ish, maybe 45 minutes into Part 2.
Yeah, those are great movies. It's definitely homework paying attention to them, but they're good movies.
I did not have a lot of trouble paying attention to them. I felt like I was one of those kids that they put on some kind of like Ritalin or drugs and stuff, and my eyes were just glued, and there was nothing else in the world because I could not shut my brain off.
Yeah, but that's normal for you.
So when it's time to sleep, fat guy goes to sleep. It's lights out. Oh, it's time to go sleep. Oh.
That's funny.
It's like sleep timer.
Lights out.
Let's go.
All right. So today's probably going to be a little bit shorter show because both of us are.
Yeah, we can hope.
We gotta move on.
We do. Okay, we got to start with the most important thing that we always start with. What are you drinking tonight?
I'm drinking a large Yeti full of water. What about you?
I have a crisp Coca-Cola from the land of McDonald's.
There you go.
And but wait, there's more. A peanut butter crunch milkshake. They call it something. I don't know what it is, but a peanut butter crunch. It's pretty good.
Those sound pretty good.
I mean, so it gets the job done. I like peanut butter, and it's cold. My throat was hurting, so I was like, "Yeah, I'm going to do that."
Pretty darn good. I know on the 12th of this month, September 12th, Wendy's is supposed to release their pumpkin spice frosty. I want to try that. That sounds pretty amazing.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, that could be something worthy. The only pumpkin spice thing that I've ever gotten a hold of and said, yeah, I'm going all white girl crazy over this was the cream puff at Hofbrauhaus.
That is pretty next level. You're right. Well, Hofbrauhaus cream puffs are pretty great to begin with, but
yes, and it was just like, we're at this level now. We're going to take it to
the So I'm a pretty basic white woman, and I enjoy everything pumpkin spice. So that's just me.
Yes, indeed. Live right above his door. Live, love, laugh.
We might actually have one of those. Only it has it's like a frame, and it has pictures of Dr. Evil in various states.
I thought you had the Skeletor one.
No, it's Dr. Evil. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Okay. That's cool. That's good.
So anyway,
I do like the ones that have the frames with the Skeletor.
Yeah, that's pretty funny too. That was a good one.
And Skeletors, whoever's creating all these memes, the Until We Meet Again memes, man, some of them are gold.
It must be somebody's job.
Some of them are things
we need to do
probably
some research on that because it must be somebody's job to sit and create all these memes.
Yeah, I want that.
Right? That'd be a pretty fun job. That'd be a pretty fun job.
So we have a topic today that we're going to get into pretty quick.
We do. We actually have a pretty good topic, and I think it's one that we should. I think we should spend some time on and do right. But we're going to do the best we can.
All right. So you just want to shoot the breeze today and
we
shoot the breeze today about something, and then do this one next time.
Well, it's up to you. What do you think?
6 1/2 dozen other me, bro.
Fair enough. Let's do the topic. Let's do the topic. We already have the
All
titles
right.
and everything on the video, so yeah, let's do it.
Yeah, it's already on the
It's,
thing. It's on
it's-
episode 165.
Exactly. Yeah, 165. It's impressive. We
That's
still
a
haven't missed a
lot.
week. We came close a couple times. We still have not missed a
Yeah.
week.
Yeah, we come close. We came really close this week.
We came really close.
Literally, Wes like, Dave, look here. What you understand is, Dave, this could be the week we missed.
We talked about it.
And we both came to the conclusion that, once you miss one, it's really easy to miss a second and a third.
It's true. It's true. We've talked about it, so we decided we
Yeah.
owe it to you to come on and do
Yeah.
this.
So tonight's topics: 5 proven mindset strategies for success.
Right, because you always hear those online gurus and stuff talk about success is a mindset. Yeah. Blah
It's a
blah blah.
mantra.
But it's true. It's all about
Yes.
like setting your goals and setting your mind, getting your mind in the right place to achieve your goals and achieve the success that you
To
want in
achieve. I like it.
the long run. If I could actually speak today, that'd be great. But I'm gonna do the best I can. So
Yeah, I'm trying not to accentuate too much, because if I do, I'm just going to start coughing.
and it goes beyond just
It's
redefining what success means to you, because success can mean a lot of different things to a lot of different people, and part
Yeah.
of that comes into understanding success might not be $1 million a year. Success might not be that $5 million house in New York City, like some really successful guys have with their multiple wine cellars and
no
and
wine cellars.
monocle collections.
We have had evidence and proof. The investigators have been here. They found nothing.
So these are the 5 proven mindset strategies for success. Number 1 is define
Okay.
your vision, right? So that's kind of what we were just talking about.
Yeah.
So
You need to know where you're going. You need to know where you're going.
exactly. And we've talked about road mapping before, and basically with SMART goals, you need long-term goals, a destination where you want to get. You need to set up smaller goals along the way of that of that roadmap.
Waypoints and waypoints and mileposts.
Right. And when you develop SMART goals, you have essentially a framework of your daily goals, your weekly goals, your long-term goals. And you're going to have things like, your stretch goals, which are your ultimate long-term goals. And you're going to have your short-term goals, which are basically the smaller goals that you set for yourself along the way that set you up for success to meet those long-term stretch goals. I know we should take a shot every time I say the word goals, but my brain's not totally working right now.
There's actually another word in here that I think that garners or deserves a lot of attention, aside from the number of times you say goals, and that is actionable.
Actionable, yes.
So that is a
Actionable
great
targets.
When you have something you can actually take action on, when you can put a plan in place to actually check it off your list. It's not, that out there, you're not checking off, you're not saying create a business, become a millionaire, buy an island. And, that's not in one box. But as you start mapping that back, then it becomes a little more clear until you finally get back to what I like to call step 1. And once you get to step 1, what do? You take step 1.
That's it.
You got to take action. So actionable targets is that's something that really popped out when I was reading through this, and seeing how this was for a 3-day in a row podcast. I've actually had time to read the digest this time. I've had time to read this one.
So, kind of what got me thinking about this agenda here is the idea that it is all about how you really actually succeeding, achieving your goals. It really does come down to how you think about things and your how dedicated you are to getting something done, which really is a mindset. Because I was thinking, if somebody came along, and let's really push to extremes. Let's say somebody's holding a gun to your head, right? Somebody's literally holding a gun to your head, and they say you will die if you don't make $1 million next year, you will die. And your family's been living on the street. Guess what? You're probably going to find a way to do it. You're probably going to it's going to become real for you, and you're going to have real motivation to get this done. The problem is most people, they have pretty cushy lives. We live in a society right now where even if you have kind of a shit job, you have kind of a shit apartment, You probably still have a car. You probably still have a cell phone. You probably still have video games and cable TV and streaming services. You have kind of a cushy life in most cases, right?
Yeah.
You don't. Most people don't have the real drive to push them, to make them want to achieve their goals the way they really should.
The risk is on their side. They look at they do that pro con thing, and once they start adding the cons, and they forget about the pros. When they start seeing those risks, they forget about the upsides, and that's wildly damaging.
Right. So that's kind of the thing that got me thinking about it, because so here's the thing. Look, my company that I had been working for had been acquired by another company, and because of that, they made some organizational changes, and my job was eliminated with that company. So that leaves me kind of off doing my own thing again, and there's my motivation to really become successful and sell way more Underdog Plus brew bones, because not only are they delicious, nutritious, but they serve a good service. 20% of all profits go to local pet rescues. But now, guess what? I have real motivation to make this successful. So I have been really putting my nose to the grindstone and making this happen, because if I want to succeed, I need to change my mindset. I need to understand that if I don't succeed, if I don't make it happen, it's on me. It's nobody else's fault. It's my fault.
That's right.
Because my mindset wasn't in the right place to make it happen. So that's kind of what got me thinking about these 5 proven mindset strategies.
Yeah, the moment of inertia at temperatures approaching absolute zero. I get it. Yeah.
So there you go. So number 1 was...
It's a Big Bang Theory quote.
That's a great show. That show needs to come back.
It really is.
Number 1 was define your vision. Number 2 is trust your intuition. And this is a big one too. Essentially, my mind.
I think if I were to juggle this, I would go with number 3 first here. Embrace positivity, because I know people who are sitting right outside this room who their intuition is they always see that negative. They always see the dark. They always see the clouds. So I would put this in the embrace positivity first, and then trust your intuition. You can do it. You gotta, get up in the morning and talking to yourself in the mirror. Don't do that. That's stupid. But talking to yourself all day long that you can make shit happen. That makes sense.
We'll jump to number 3 then. Embrace positivity. So embracing positivity, that makes a big difference. In the past, we have done a show on. I don't think we did a whole show. I think we had a couple talking points on positive affirmations. So. And it sounds kind of cheesy, and people make fun of it all the time. The person looking themselves in the mirror every morning going, "You're cool. People like you. You can succeed. You can achieve your goals. You can succeed. You're a go-getter."
I do not
that's
do that.
really
I look
dumb.
at myself in the mirror and go, "Oh, what a
But
wreck."
what people don't realize is how you talk to yourself, how you treat yourself, how you think about yourself really makes a big impact on your overall outlook on life. If you're one of those people who just constantly berates themselves and say, "Man, why are you so stupid? Man, why are you so dumb? You're an idiot. You're a loser." Guess what? Over time, you're going to start to believe yourself, and your actions are going to start reflecting that. So number 3, embrace positivity. You need to be kind to yourself. You need to actually think about things in a brighter light.
Yeah, and you got a note here. It says view setbacks as learning opportunities. There has been so many times I tell people, especially the female that I'm married to, who she's like, "I made this mistake," and she's just tearing herself apart about it. And I'm like, it's a mistake. We all make mistakes.
Right, that's it. And
what's the big deal about making a mistake? You learn something. Yeah, well, I can do this and this and this, and I'm like, all right. Doesn't sound like a mistake to me. Sound like a learning opportunity.
Guess what? You make a mistake, don't beat yourself up over it. Just say, "Not doing that again." I just learned how to not do
suck it up. Yeah.
So
suck it up. Move on. When my son was young, he was reaching up towards the stove, just like most kids do. And I was like, "No, don't do that. It's hot. Don't do that. It's hot. Don't do that. It's hot." And he reached up again. You know what I said? Not a damn thing.
Let him do it.
He got enough. He got close enough to it. Realized, oh crap, that's hot. He made his mistake. He never reached for it again. Now, we did dump some soup on him once, but he was okay.
He had it coming though.
Yeah, let's go with that. Let's go with that.
So
luckily, it wasn't crazy hot, and our actions were very.
So embrace positivity is actually a big one, and you're right. I think maybe that should have come before trust your intuition, because
just because you want to be in the positive mindset. When you're trusting your intuition, you really should try to be in a positive mindset. Now, there are times when it's going to go, ooh, don't do that, and you need to pay yield to that as well. But if all you ever do is trust that, and all you're ever seeing is the dark side of stuff, you're going to work that mediocre job at that mediocre apartment with your streaming services and getting your food delivered by Yelp, or what's a food delivery
DoorDash.
Uber
or
something.
So
DoorDash.
And it's true though. So when you actually have a positive outlook, your intuition is going to be a lot more effective. And people don't realize it, but our brains are way more amazing than you can realize. Okay, so here's a So Douglas Adams was an author that I really like. He wrote Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, and he had this sort of story about intuition. And he said, okay, you're playing baseball with a friend, and they crack the ball, and it's coming right towards you. Now, you could look at, you could stop and do the math. You could actually look at the trajectory of the ball, the wind speed, how fast it's coming at you, and in about 3 days, you can do the calculations to find out exactly where you need to stand to catch that ball. Or you can just put your hand out and catch the ball. Your intuition is a lot more powerful than you think. And we've all been there. Like when you just sense something is not right about a situation, or you sense something is an opportunity is over there. You don't know why, but your brain knows. Your intuition is a lot more powerful than you could ever think. And you're right. If you embrace positivity, trusting your intuition not only becomes a lot more likely to achieve your goals, to be successful.
Lead to success. Yeah.
But my brain is a complete mush right now. But
I get it. Both of us are struggling on this because both of our brains are only working.
I have these ideas how to connect them. But I start speaking. I'm like, oh man, it is not happening today.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a tough one. But I mean, I get what you're saying, and I think everybody else is getting it too. Is that this is not the perfect way to sum it up, but don't think, do.
There you go. Exactly.
Your mind, your body, you're ready to go do it.
So
if you wait till you're ready, guess what? That ball landed 3 days ago, and you lost. Your buddy just scored a run on you.
That's
you
it.
Suck.
So look,
you're buying
one,
beer.
Define your vision. Number two, so we're kind of mixing 2 and 3, but number 2 now is embrace positivity. Number 3 was trust your intuition,
embrace positivity,
which leads to number 4.
Trust your intuition.
Convert thoughts into action. Right. So don't just think about something like you said, David. You need to actually just go do it.
My struggle point right here. This is where I struggle most.
And I think a lot of us do. So unfortunately, there's this thing that's also built into our brain to where the more we think about something, the more we sort of envision it, the more real it becomes in our minds. This sort of, we
you can start taking satisfaction and getting your dopamine off of the thought of it being successful as opposed to actually making it.
The dopamine that's released when you actually do something is released when you're actually just thinking about doing it. So the more you think about it, the more your brain actually feels like, I achieved that goal. I'm done. I'm good. And then you move on to something else.
Yeah.
You need to actually take action and move faster, because if you don't, you're going to be... You're never going to actually do it.
You're getting stuck. You're stuck. You're not the guy who is going, I'm never going to make it. I'm not very good. The only thing that's going to happen is I'm going to risk this and risk that. But you're absolutely no more successful than that guy because you're frozen in that thought stage. At some point, and I used to struggle with, when I had technicians, I used to struggle with them, and they'd say, we need to do this. And they'd spend... They'd want a week of planning for a job that took a half a day.
Exactly.
Like you've done this before. You need a handful of stuff. Just go with it.
Right. Exactly.
And I had one guy always like, well, Dave, I got to make 5 trips. I don't care how many trips you got to make to your truck, bro. I really don't. Just go do the job.
Right. And there's another problem that people run into, and I do this a lot too, is analysis paralysis, right? You start doing so much research and so much background and start researching so much that you freeze. You lose all track of what actually needs to happen because you're stuck doing research. And before you know it, you've moved on to something else, you ran out of time, or it's just not the right time to do what you want to do anymore.
Yeah.
And the whole time you could have just been done by now. A lot of people do this. They'll go watch YouTube videos on how to do something, or they'll do a ton of research online about how to do something. They never actually do it because they just got caught up in analysis paralysis. And that's a real problem.
Yep.
It's in corporate life, in personal life, in all areas. I think we've all been to 100 different meetings about doing something when, like you said, with those jobs, you could have been done already 10 times over.
You could have been done. And just to prove a point, one day they didn't even know we won this project. I was just a system change out. I went in the morning. I went in at 8, walked out at noon, 4 hours. I went with the tools. I told them that, hey, you need these tools, a couple little wire, a couple little things. And I was in a vehicle that doesn't have I was in my work truck, or my work vehicle, which was a salesman's vehicle. I didn't have the tools and all the stuff, but I went in half a day and I was walked out and the thing was done because I didn't sit there and worry about all the things I may need. I just went and done the job.
Right. That's it.
So get your ass up, go to work.
Right. So actually the sooner you take action,
that works,
the better. Like, don't stop to think too much about it. In most cases, trust your intuition. You know it needs to be done. Just go do it. Just get up and go move.
Yeah.
And you'd be surprised how quickly that momentum of just moving can move you along to the next step and that much closer to reaching those long-term goals. So that was convert thoughts into action. Number 5, we're really flying through this. Number 5 is assume responsibility.
Yeah. That's good. I'm going to go with good. I'm glad we're flying through it because my head is splitting over here.
Assume responsibility.
My head, I think I had to mute this thing to cough a moment ago. Oh, snotting like crazy. Dude. I sound like a toddler in preschool.
It's not good.
So assume responsibility.
Yeah, we were just talking about this before the show. You need to take accountability for successes and for losses. And this is where embracing positivity can really affect you also. Just because you fail at something, just because something doesn't work out the way that you wanted to, doesn't mean that you suck. Doesn't mean that you're an idiot. Doesn't mean that you need to beat yourself up. It's a learning opportunity. So taking responsibility, don't pass the buck and say, well, it just didn't work because of this guy over here or that thing over there.
Holy moly, Kirsten Carnahan's watching. That's a long time no see. Hello. Hi there,
Kiki.
Kiki.
Wife is actually paying attention.
Yeah, I don't know. We better behave.
Yeah, we really don't have any other.
Actually, have all nights for her to watch.
And that's the funny thing. Most of our normal audience isn't here because we postponed the show twice in a row. So most of our normal audience is like, screw these guys. I'm out. It's Friday night.
So I made a point not to wear the shirt that said consistency over time equals success.
Consistent, sort of. Consistent, sort of.
Yeah,
that's our next t-shirt.
When we postponed the show twice this week, I mean, it was. I even right now, I'm getting slaughtered over here. Getting slaughtered.
She says, "Man flu."
Man flu. Yes. Kirsten, Kiki. I'm calling her Kiki. Kiki. Earlier in the show, I actually said I am the box that you guys put the men in when they get the flu and the cold and whatnot. That is me. I want 15 nurses and maids at my beck and call at all time because I'm already feeling bad. I want somebody to take care of me. And I had to do this on the road this week, and I had no nurses and no maids and no strippers, and it was ridiculous.
Yeah, Nikki's the lucky lady when you get sick.
Wait, no. I mean, she says I'm a huge baby too. Okay.
Yeah, we all get that way. It's fine.
Peas in a pod here. Yeah. So, I mean, even earlier, I got home. I went straight upstairs because my wife's going to be upset that I'm here in this room. She's going to come in with masks and gloves and everything and spray the. So she's going to Disney on Sunday.
Yeah, no, she can't miss that.
She's going to come in here. She's going to spray everything down. In fact, she might just do one of those, poke it with a Rambo knife and just throw the whole Lysol jar in here and let it just
exactly
blow up
like a gas bomb of Lysol.
And then everything everything around the house she will have and make sure and I hope she does too. I hope she avoids the plague because I got to tell you, I don't want this for anybody. And you know what? Here's the thing is I've had worse, upper respiratory infections. I've had worse sinus infections. I've had worse headaches. I've had worse muscle and bone aches. I've had but I haven't had
At the
all
same
of it.
time.
It's like the whole effing body at one
Oh,
time.
man.
The stomach's upset. This is bad. That's not working. That doesn't function right. This is going here. That hurts. That aches. My head's splitting. My eyes are like wobble,
dude.
and everything. And I'm like, you know what? What happened was I made a comment about something the other day, and the robots heard
That's it.
and they activated the nanites inside of me that have been implanted by Microsoft.
It's true. Bill Gates is out to get you. It's he's been releasing mosquitoes all over the country full of nano trackers, and that's what's happened.
That's it. So we were talking the other
Jeff
day.
Leffingwell says you need to have a hottie toddy, by the way.
Yeah, a hot toddy would be nice, actually.
Now, what is a hot toddy?
But I went with what do they call them? McFlurries. That's it. A McFlurry. I went with a McFlurry.
Well, put a little vodka and Kahlua in that McFlurry. You get yourself a nice drink. Now, what is it? What is a hot toddy? What's in a hot toddy?
You know, I don't know, but I remember the last time I had it, like half a stick of butter in it. So
butter? In a drink?
Yeah. And it was screaming hot. Yeah, it was screaming. It was like a pat of butter in it. Art Whitman, from my extended family down in Florida, Art Whitman made it for me over in Dublin, Ohio, when he was up visiting. And he made it. And I don't know what's in it, but it was, and the actual drink itself was freaking blazing hot.
Hot toddy.
Freaking blazing hot. I'm like, oh, I'll have a drink of that. Oh, shit. And it melt my tongue, look like Frosty the Snowman with no lower jaw.
Wow, that's horrifying. Yeah. Okay, let's.
And I had to assume responsibility because the cup itself was very hot, so I should have known that the contents were hot.
Kirsten Carnahan.
But I did learn my lesson.
Kirsten Carnahan says hot water, whiskey, or bourbon, honey and lemon. A cinnamon stick adds a touch of warmth, but is optional. Okay, I mean that doesn't sound terrible. That sounds pretty good.
So yours doesn't have butter.
Yeah, there's no butter in there. Hot water, a little sugar, and a little whiskey. So we got a couple different recipes going around here. None of them have butter though.
I like this. Welcome to the Underdog Journey. We're sharing recipes on hot toddies tonight. We're heading into fall. The basic white girl that is West Carnahan is all about the pumpkin spice, but the rest of us are trying to butch it up some, and we're going with hot toddies.
We have a pumpkin spice hot toddy. That sounds pretty good. The pumpkin,
actually,
it
doesn't sound too bad.
It sounds pretty tasty, man. I'm telling you.
Yeah. I'm for it. I'm down with it. So, assuming responsibility, taking accountability for your actions. Right. You get a lot of people. They make a mistake and they wail on themselves about it.
Well, most people don't want to take accountability for when something fails. Most people don't want to take accountability when something doesn't go right. They'll blame it on this over here, or that person over there, or the fact that this thing didn't go right over here. In the meantime, especially if you're like leading it, let's say you're leading a team or you're the head of a company.
Yeah.
The best leaders take accountability for all of the mistakes. Anything goes wrong, it's on them.
So if you're a leader of a team, let's say you have five directs, 5 direct reports. Any mistake that happens under those 5 people, that's your mistake. And you should own that and take responsibility for that. Now, that individual, whoever made that mistake, needs to take responsibility as well. But from the chain up, that mistake belongs to you. But, the opposite I have found is best when you're coming to successes. I'm always very quick to hand off the success to somebody else. Very quick. I will usually try to shield them from the mistakes because if you never make a mistake, that means you've never done anything. It means you're not doing your job. So, my old boss, he used to tell me all the time, so David, they're going to evacuate buildings, they're going to dump systems, they're going to hit EPOs. And if a guy's not doing that occasionally, now I don't want it to become practice because, we're supposed to be trained not to do these things. I said, but if they don't do it occasionally, I worry that they're not actually doing their job. They need to make mistakes. They learn from mistakes. Mark, one of our mutual friends, he came to work for me, and one day I just got fed up. I was like, Mark, I need you to go over there, and I need you to screw this up. I need you to screw this up. I need you to take everything you've worked for thus far. You are going to learn more from that mistake, and I'm not going to let it be something permanent. It's not something that's going to eat away at you for months and years. But I need you to go make a
Right.
mistake. You're going to learn so much more from that than trying to ask me to create, because in his mind, he was creating a flow chart of how everything would fit together. And I was like, you are going to figure that out so much faster by just making a
Right.
mistake. So not only do I say, you take responsibility, for those, but I celebrate some of my mistakes.
Right.
Just this past week, I was out with my boss this past week, which is why I just had to man up and keep trucking. Otherwise, I'd have canceled every meeting I had and tucked my tail and came back home. So I'm off doing it. Where the hell was I? Completely lost track there. So no, I was saying, okay, so yeah, I used a couple times this week where some people had made some comments, they made some things, they looked at me skeptical. I was like, look here, I'm all right with being wrong. I got no problem being wrong. I'm wrong more than anybody I know. Do you know why that is? Do you know? And a lot of people get this. They're like, man, he knows everything. I don't know anything, man. But I keep going, and I keep trying, and I keep prying, and I keep moving.
Well, it's all about accepting that you're going to make mistakes and accepting that things are not going to work out, and being okay with that scenario and understanding what you need to go through, what mindset you need to be in to be able to move on and learn from that and do better the next time. So my virus-addled brain right now is thinking of the Kobayashi Maru, right? So for those of you who aren't,
the unwinnable. For
those of you who aren't massive nerds, it's basically an unwinnable scenario. It's something it's a test that was designed to fail every single time. You were not supposed to succeed until Captain Kirk, James T. Kirk,
right.
cheated.
I need to go to the Googles.
He was the only one to ever pass the Kobayashi Maru. And basically what it comes down to is you need to learn how to accept that you will not always make the right choice. You will not always be able to succeed, no matter how well you do, no matter how much you plan. Certain scenarios are no-win scenarios, but there are learning opportunities. You can take that loss and learn.
I don't believe in no-win scenarios.
Well, and that's why you'd never make it through Starfleet training, David.
That's exactly the words that Kirk said. So
you're gonna cheat on the Kobayashi Maru?
No, so I'm Googling. Hell yeah. If you ain't cheating, you ain't trying. Tito Ortiz, UFC.
Kirsten Carnahan says, fail fast. Yes, that's a good one. Fail fast and move on. That's a good one.
Fail fast. I like that. Yeah. Yep. Jeff says that's when you cheat. That is when you cheat. That's right. If you ain't cheating, you ain't trying. If you are not testing the limits of something.
Well, yeah, and fair enough.
So I'm looking up to see if there's a Kobayashi Maru test that we could take, because that would be really cool.
Oh man. We should, and yeah, had I actually thought of that sooner, we could have had something ready. But again, my brain.
Okay, I think we put it on the calendar to see if we can find a Kobayashi Maru test. I don't know what I clicked, but it's now got my whole screen taken up here. Anyway, but if we could do a Kobayashi Maru test over here, that would be pretty sweet.
Maybe next week.
Oh, there's
we'll work
next.
on that.
Yeah, next week I'm traveling too, so let's not schedule too much.
Yeah, hopefully you're not still sick by next week. Jeez.
Oh my Lord, I'm hoping I'm done. So, I mean, my grass needs mowed. I was gone all week. I'm hoping I can recover enough. I've already given it up for tomorrow. It ain't getting mowed tomorrow. Sorry, neighbors. My grass ain't getting mowed tomorrow. My daughter has a soccer game that I'm not even going to be able to make it to, because I'm going to really load up on some PM medicine and try that 4 p.m. sleep time that you pulled off. I'm going to try to do that.
Jeez, I can't believe I slept till almost 4 p.m. today. It was nuts. It was, I was just out.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, rest is one of the best things you can get when you're ill.
Apparently I needed it. So those were the 5 proven mindset strategies for success. Number 1 was define your vision. Number 2 is embrace positivity. Number 3 is trust your intuition. Number 4 was convert thoughts into action. Just move fast. And like Kirsten said, fail fast also. And number 5 was assume responsibility. And if you can get through all of those and actually keep a positive mindset about your successes and your failures, you are that much closer to actually achieving those long-term goals that we talked about in the first place.
Yeah. So Jeff says NyQuil. I was on NyQuil and PM Corseed and HBP last night, and neither one of them. I was still up at 4:00 this
Well, here's
morning.
what you do: you take the NyQuil.
I watched all of the Godfather.
Well, here's what you do,
last night.
David. You take the NyQuil, you mix it with some vodka. Okay.
I
So
do
you
have
get the vodka, you get the NyQuil, and I forget what else goes in a purple drink, but apparently it's pretty good. Knock you right out. Get some purple drink going on.
Purple drink.
Let's see
All right,
what's in a purple
The purple
drink.
drink. Okay, so this talks about codeine.
I thought it was NyQuil.
Codeine cough
Okay.
syrup. I do have somebody who constantly has some codeine cough syrup. I can
There you
call
go. Make it right.
up. I'm calling you out, Tony. Calling you out.
Get the good stuff.
Jeff says did not take enough.
Take way
Yeah.
more. Just chug
I
chug
clearly
NyQuil.
didn't.
Do not chug NyQuil, by the way. I shouldn't say that online.
So I yeah, we'll go back. We are not doctors. We do not play one on TV. But if you're ever up for really bad advice on medical stuff that you shouldn't listen to,
There
we'll
you
give
go.
it to you. So if you listen to us, that's your own damn fault.
Yeah, that's right. If you're taking medical advice from us, then you get bigger problems. So.
Yeah, you got bigger problems here. So yeah, codeine cough syrup.
Syrup.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's it. I mean, we're almost 45 minutes in by the time we shut down. That'll wrap up 45 minutes. Tonight's show is 45 minutes long. Thank you for joining the Underdog Journey. I've been Dave.
West.
And I've also been West, and he's been West and Dave, and and stuff. We're gonna go and puke in corners.
Yeah, it's been rough. All right, we'll catch you guys next week.
Oh,
Later.
Basically infatuated with the in-between, the ups and downs, the curves and the rounds. I bring it to your city or your hometown. I go back in time when the feeling was fine, when funkin' was legal and it wasn't a crime. Party people lined up and down the way, a bigger celebration than your birthday. Funkin' up the neighborhood, I felt the fool 'cause the funkin' was good. Funkin' in the city, funk you up in the woods. Funkin' up the neighborhood. The neighborhood, I felt the fool 'cause the funkin' was good. Funkin' in the city, funk you up in the woods. Funkin' up the neighborhood. And I have seen the world pristine, funk you up in the bushes, funk you down in the trees. Now look around, all the frowns, the yellow, the white, the red and the brown. And keep in mind, it never costs a dime, 'cause funkin' is free, I remember the time. Now look today, the streets are gray, time to take it back to yesterday. Funkin' in the neighborhood, I felt the fool 'cause the funkin' was good. Funkin' in the city, funk you up in the woods. Funkin' up the neighborhood, funkin' up the neighborhood, I felt was good. Funk you in the city, funk you up in the woods. Funkin' up the neighborhood. Funkin' up the neighborhood. I felt fool cause the funkin' was good. Funk you in the city, funk you up in the woods. Funkin' up the neighborhood. Funkin' up the neighborhood. I felt fool cause the funkin' was good. Funk you in the city, funk you up in the woods. Funkin'